let's hope that's working. Swipe right, it seems like it's working. Okay, all right. Welcome everyone, it's so good to have you here. I really appreciate you attending. Now, this is going to be super practical. The idea behind it was not to make it complicated or too ridiculous. The idea was to make it really simple and applicable. So I'm going to go through 10 marketing activities you can leave. So just grab notes, everyone got a pad and pen, and the idea behind it is just literally just apply as many of these as you can, and this will help you nail your marketing far easier. So who am I? My name is Chris, and so I've been a CUB member for 5 years, and I love presenting, as you can probably tell, and I just love CUB. It's a great environment, and it's really helped grow my business, and it's been really good and practical for networking. So you'll notice you're going to see me everywhere. I'm sorry. But the reason why is because I actually apply these marketing tactics to what I do. So there's a reason why I pop up a lot. You'll see me at a lot of different things. Like Rami saw me this morning at BNI. And so I'm at a lot of different events and things because I practice what I preach. So, alrighty. So today, as we all, where is everyone from in terms of, are we starting businesses a few years in? What's everyone sort of?
Fourth year.
Fourth year, great. Eighth year, yep. Four?
First year.
First year, nice. Fourth year, fantastic. Okay, so if I go over anything that you know, all good, we'll move on. And please ask questions. I love them, right? So just don't really freak out at all. I love it. So as we know today, business is tougher than ever, and 2025 is no exception. And literally, marketing is the key to standing out now, right? You would see it everywhere, right? Your branding, your LinkedIn, your website, everything you do is really important to have a marketing focus. It's no longer this like, oh, nice to have, or something that you'll get to, like we talked about at the start. It really is important to make sure that you're putting your marketing as a priority. And the reason why is because when I started marketing about 20 years ago, it was very like, it was like, oh, there was a department and they did some nice pictures, and now it's literally an institution. It's so important because like everything your brand does, your reputation, you know, if your website says you're a really nice team, and then they ring and it's a really horrible experience, it can be very damaging to your reputation. And that is marketing, right? So it's no longer your ads, it's everything you do. And so in this presentation, I'm going to go through 10 practical marketing tips. And the point is to just give you stuff to try and do because that's what will help you the most. So it's going to be like through challenges and so forth. So the importance of marketing, let me just quickly set the scene. So marketing, as I said, is these 4 things. It helps build brand awareness and attract new customers in a competitive market, which, done, 101. Drive sales and revenue growth by effectively promoting products or services. But this is really important, is marketing should have an ROI. It's really important. Now, however you measure it and your KPIs are yours, but it's like how much do you invest in your website versus how many leads does it bring in, right? How much time do you, even organic social media and free social, how often do you get followers, connections, leads, right? That's really, really important. These things, build stronger customer relationships through targeted communication engagement. What I mean by that is, like we were talking about this before we started, was that connection on LinkedIn can lead to thousands and thousands of dollars in sales, and it's built through trust. Who has received that annoying email on LinkedIn where you connect with someone and then this massive script pops up, right? I don't even read them. What do you read? Right, yeah. Whereas when someone says, hey, Samuel, it was great to connect with you. Thank you for attending my course this morning. Let's connect, right? That builds trust. That is marketing. And if anyone's keeping a finger on the pulse at the moment, is we went from analog marketing like 10 to 15 years ago, which was very like trying everything and seeing how it went, to digital, right? And now we're seeing digital take a second seat to humanistic, empathetic marketing, which is connections, networking, referrals. Like we all are starting to ignore ads, and that is dropping. So what we're seeing now is this kind of stuff, which is connection. So it's really important that you jump on this, because your marketing does one thing and then that connections does the next. And last is here, provides valuable insights to customer needs and marketing trends, helping businesses adapt and stay relevant. So what I mean by that is sharing your content, being available. That two-way conversation makes you a better brand than just sitting there on your high horse. And we see even the big brands make this mistake. And look, the research says a lot here, right? Is Australian shoppers rely on customer-centric content for purchasing decisions, right? And here, small businesses using personalization in marketing can see up to 20% increase in sales. So what I mean by that is, rather than sending generic automated stuff, it's having a conversation with them, right? Getting to know them. All of these kind of things can really, really help you. So let's talk about what we need to focus on. So marketing success has its challenges, right? And we've all seen that. And a lot of the things that smaller businesses like myself and a lot of people in this room face is this, right? Standing out, low customer trust and credibility. Like Nick, you were saying that you struggle to do it yourself, right? Like a lot of our marketing takes a backseat to us being busy, get that. And then you have that poor brand awareness, customer retention issues. Does anyone have a nurturing program? That like, wonderful, Amanda, what do you do, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, just because I'm in e-commerce,
yeah.
Stuff like email flows.
Yep.
That's like a key one.
Yeah, email flows, automation there, that's really good. Yep.
They're just engaging with people.
Yeah. That's great, Amanda. And everyone else, if I reach out to an older customer that I've worked with in the past, you'll be surprised how much business comes from that. Has anyone done that? Like I will flick an email to someone that I haven't worked with in a while, and I'll say, hi everyone, hey George, it's been a while since, and they always go back to me with, hey Chris, and they go, it's like, I was just thinking of it. It's always that, right? I was just, and then they'll go, I just need you to do, right? So it's really important to make sure that we don't forget our current customers. And so what I do is I go through all of the list and I try and make it a little bit more personalized. So I don't say, hi, it's me again. What I'll say is, hey, how was that website that we did? How was that award submission? All those kind of things builds that connection. And it's also trying to keep up with AI and digital trends and limited budgets and resources and time is always a big thing. But here are 10 things that you can really get going. And I just want to say, none of these are earth-shattering, right? But they are really practical and all are necessary, and so many are overlooked. So let's get this done. But because they will earn results, I guarantee. Because if you do a couple of these, they just boost your profile, build your brand, build your reputation, and all of this, and they're just little 1%. So the first thing is social proof as trust signals. So what I mean by that is reviews, portfolio, testimonials, all of those kind of things, and make it a prominent thing on your website, right? And it's for product services, it doesn't matter. That is the key thing. What I always do is when someone is thrilled, right, I send them a lovely email and what's called the Benjamin Franklin effect, which is you say, would you mind doing me a favor? Right? That people can't resist. And it's a psychological, I won't say trick, but it's a psychological thing that you can do. And you just, when Nick says, oh, great work, straight away he gets an email that I go, thank you so much. Would you mind doing me a favor? Could you leave me a Google review here? And I send them the link and I say something like, and I give them a little bit of an example. And then what I do is I just say, it really helps spread the word and make people as happy as you are. Right? And that now I've got 148 Google reviews, right? And that helps me rank on SEO like crazy. If you look up marketing agency, I'm like number one and it's because of all those Google reviews. So it's really important that you jump on this and make sure it's accessible on your website, right? And I just have it on my page and I go, our work. And then I have portfolio, testimonial, case studies and things like that. So add this to your website because this is on my website right now. And I put obviously the bigger brands that people recognize first, but this can really help you because things like this, all these testimonials, like Chris delivered it, right? That's okay.
Sorry.
That's okay, come through. So these kind of testimonials really help build your credibility. And like we've seen, people trust testimonials over our own word. Isn't it funny, right? You go and you find a complete stranger. Like whoever rocks up to a restaurant without checking the reviews. Does anyone do that now? Right? We just, yeah, right? Yeah. You're like baffled. You're like, right? And we look up reviews and testimonials. That's the first thing we do. So number one tip is, I'm just giving really practical marketing tips. Number one tip, make sure you use reviews, right? Google reviews, testimonials, case studies, really simple. Tick, number one's done. Right, next one is exactly what we're doing here at CUB. Strategic networking. Now, you will be surprised how much CUB will deliver. Has anyone been in CUB? I know we're fairly new. Anyone, using CUB for a bit?
Fairly new.
Yeah.
I was agreeing with that part.
Yeah, oh, sorry. Places like CUB, BNI, the Sydney Business Chamber, all of those places, like there's Imagine Golf as well, all those places, they really make a big difference, right? If you've got great marketing, but connecting with people and chatting with people and interacting with people is phenomenal because it's personalized. Right? Like you see me on the CUB app a lot, right? And I practice what I preach. And you see that I interact, and it's not just stuff that involves me. Like when I see something like, oh, do you know a lawyer? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Being helpful and being present is so important. And the other thing I try and say is don't think of networking as an obligation. It's part of your marketing, right? So like I do BNI a lot, and people go, oh, it's so early in the morning and it's every week and all of that. But that's what works, right? Is I clear hundreds of thousands of dollars from BNI, right? And it's just referrals. So that is a really important thing. So is anyone part of other things besides CUB?
I've been to a few BNI events.
Yeah, and then I'm not saying it's for everyone. But networking is really important. At CUB, the hack to CUB, show up, right? And I know you're thinking, well, groundbreaking, right? But it really is that important because what happens is when people see you in here, when they see you show up, when they see you on the app, when you're sharing tips and you're doing classes like this, people go, he or she must be pretty good, right? And that builds your reputation more than anything else. So showing up and being present, really important, okay? Tip number 2, all good?
Good question.
Yes.
What about these, I haven't heard of Backbone and
Yep.
Imagine Golf.
Yeah.
Do you recommend those?
I do. Look, I'm a networking fiend, right? You'll find me in everything. But Chamber of Commerce, there's a CBD Sydney one, but it's everywhere. There are chambers everywhere, Parramatta and even Melbourne, Queensland. You just go to find the local one. They're inexpensive. You can just rock up and they have some great events. Like they'll do wine tasting and you meet people. They do education seminars and after fives and all of that. The chambers are fantastic, and like anything, you've got to find your tribe. So you find who you like to network with. Backbone is an online one in Australia, really good. They do regular meetings and catch-ups online, so it makes it easier to access. But again, showing up. Imagine Golf, she's actually a member here, her name is Raj, and I'm not a golfer, and I still go, and I go to the clinics, and you meet like 30 people in the clinic, and you're rubbing shoulders, having a laugh at your terrible splice, and you just meet all these people. And I don't go in there going, here's my card, I don't do that. I just get to know people. And you'll find the complimentary services, you'll find all these people, and it's such a great way to network. BNI, the reason why BNI is great is because it works, right? And that's what I mean by that is you have to show up, you have to make an effort and all of that. Some of the networking groups, it's hard because there's no obligation for people to do things. And so as a result, unless you get really proactive people, you'll find that it's a bit of a struggle, right? Whereas BNI works because people have to come, they have to attend, they have to give referrals. And so it's one of those things where I always say, it's like BNI is like school where you've got to show up, it's rigid and it can make you feel a bit like a school kid at times, but people come up for the right reasons. Whereas CUB is more like university, right? You pay, they put things on, you show up or you don't, it's your responsibility. So it's a kind of bit of a thing. So there's more than that this will, like getting to a few of these even as a visitor, honestly, will help you immensely. And show up a couple of times, you will be surprised. I got told, I did some Google ads a couple of years ago, and they said, Chris, I'm sorry, there's no way we could get the conversion rate you get from these events that we can do with ads. They said, no matter how much you spend, we could never get that conversion. Isn't that funny? Like they just said, just not possible. So they work. Does that answer your question? Sorry, that was a long-winded answer. Yeah, so that's networking. So with CUB, just show up to a lot of, just go through the event tab and go tick, 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 where possible, but it does help. Next one, number 3, brand consistency and clarity. Yes, right, here's the truth. You see your brand 100% of the time being business owners, right? But not many do, right? And your customers, as lovely and loyal as they may be, they probably see your brand about 0.01% of their lives. Okay, so when you are entrenched in your brand, you go, oh, don't people get this? Like, of course people will get it, but they don't, right? Because they only see you as such a fraction of the time. So the thing is, you need to be memorable, consistent, and clear. Right? It's really important because if people don't understand within a couple of seconds, they will forget you, right? And when they see you again and again, they need to see that consistency. So you'll see with me, I put a lot of colors, and when you go to my LinkedIn, it looks the same, and all of that, because I want people to, they're not gonna go, oh, that's Chris. They'll go, oh, there's the orange square guy, right? And then they kind of get to know me, right? But it takes time and it needs to develop. So being consistent and clear is really, really important. And you'll see, here's an example, right? I know it's a bit small, but you see, like, here's my documents that I give to clients. You can see it's got the same sort of look, right? Brand guidelines, all these kind of things can really help you, right? And this is what I actually do for clients, is I do this brand articulation exercise. And what I try and do for brands is I make sure that they are expressing themselves in a really clear way. So for example, I worked with a client recently that had AI bots on websites. And she was like, oh, I'm an AI bot magician and I do all these things, right? And I said, you know what? People don't worry about that. They don't care about that. What they care about is turn your website into a two-way conversation that sells without you, right? Instantly, the person visiting goes, I know what you do. So think about what you guys do, right? You define it from your lens, define it from your customer's lens. What do they need to know in an instant that they go, oh, of course, right? And sometimes it can be hard, but it's worth it, right? Is what does your brand really do in terms of what they need? They only pay attention when it's relevant to them and you're consistent. All good, that one? Questions good? Yep, cool. All right, so this one will be amazing, right? You'll love this one, right? Is solution-based website pages. What I mean by this is everyone on their website has products and services. And that's all good, but what happens is you're selling, right? What I also do on my website that is much more effective is have the problem on your drop-down menu or some sort of website part, right? And that then leads to the service page. For instance, right, I have a service page that says like the brand core messaging that I just talked about. But on the solutions reverse, I have a drop-down and it says define my brand, right? Get me more leads. Unite my team. Do you see what I mean? When you switch the language to a customer, suddenly you get that reverse, right? And you think, oh, I should know that, but people don't, right? So having that reverse explanation on your website will greatly increase people going, oh my gosh, right? Because they come to your website and they'll go, you're assuming that they know what they're looking for. Whereas if you make it obvious to their problem, it was much more effective. Have you seen this in your websites? Yeah.
Dude, it's like, well, I mean, no one wants, like, you go to a hardware store, you don't want, like, an 8mm drill.
Yeah, correct.
8mm hole.
Yes.
So they have a problem, focus on the problem, they go, yes, that's me.
Yep.
And that leads into the journey.
That's it.
Through the journey.
So for this point, think about on your website and your pages, what do you offer that they have a problem about? So Amanda, like you do, is it bling? So I'm assuming jewelry? Yeah. So instead of having, I mean, you would have, and I'm not saying you don't do it, you do earrings, I'm making this up, but like earrings, rings, of course you do that, right? Because people want that. But you get the people that also look by going, make me look glam, dress me up for a costume party. Right, I'm just making this up, but what I'm saying is if you make it solution-based, if you have those options, you will have far more traffic, far more conversions. Because some people will go, I want an earring, right? That's one type of customer. Most customers go, I need to look for a party. I'm going to a prom, or I'm going to, I'm going to say a prom, but like, I'm going to an event, I'm going to a party, I'm going to a 21st, whatever it is, right? And people will honestly go click, because they'll go, oh, she gets me.
Yeah, you're right. I think we've got like blocks on my website.
Wonderful.
Got, like, you can kind of shop the look, right? So
Yeah.
it's got, like a photo, it's got a little bit tag products.
Perfect.
You can see the conversions you get just from those.
I love it. Shop the look. Great. That's a great example. So you're probably rare. I mean, like I know you probably think, oh, that's just normal, but it's rare to see a lot of websites where they go, I've set up a maze try and find your way through. And if you think about how you make decisions today, you're fast, right? Yes, Rami.
I just wanted to add.
Yeah.
We've done something similar as well. Like we have an IT business.
Yeah.
We went through this transformation at the beginning of the year where we focused on reducing risk.
Yeah.
Improving client satisfaction, improving employee experience.
Yep.
Moving away from just, hey, we do cybersecurity.
Yes.
You know, so we've switched that and we have seen a big
Huge.
I just wanted to share that.
No, thank you. I mean, that was a perfect example. I work with a lot of IT MSPs, and that's what the first thing I do is they say essential 8, right? And all this, and you might get a person that understands, but most people go, my team is not secure. My software and technology is not working, right? Like I need to build my credibility, whatever it is, right? Those kind of selling messages make it much easier because then you can tell them, hey, you said uplift my cyber profile. They click and they go, and then you go, yeah, just call us. We'll just do it for you, right? And for most of the decision makers, they don't want to know IT. They want you to know IT.
Well, we had a call with a client and she was just going through our website. She's like, well, how do you do this? And how do you do this? And how do you do this? It even sparked bigger conversation.
A conversation. And what a great call that would have been over, Mummy, I need this, right? Whereas she was like, can you tell me what you do? That's a selling, she's inviting you to sell to her, right? Great conversation. So try this. What I did was I just said, solve this, and I had a drop down menu on my website, and it gets the most clicks. So things like that can really help. And this is just an example, right? Is here, you can see on my website, write my website with finesse, produce my capability statement, right? All these, differentiate my company. All those kind of things really help. Next one, AI, right? We can't avoid this. It's everywhere. I'm sure we're all using AI now to some extent. Yeah, a little bit, okay? But what I would say is don't be afraid, delve, okay? But I'm always a big fan of human AI, human sandwich. That's what I tell my team, that's what I tell all my clients, is good prompts, right? For the language ones, I'll go through some others, but for the language ones, but then make sure that great prompt, give it lots of context, but edit. Make sure you edit. For everyone who knows, that's fine, sorry, but make sure you edit because its output is always off. Always, right? And it's not because it's not smart, it is, right? Or it gives the illusion of smart. But what it does is it's not going to know your context. So for example, I was asking it for ideas last night and it was for a financial advisory, right? And it was saying, we don't do commissions, we don't do sales. And I said, hey, for someone who's getting financial advisory advice, we don't say sales, right? Like if I was going to a financial advisor and they went, we don't do selling, you'd be like, why? I didn't know you actually did selling because we don't think of it that way, right? So what they were trying to say is we don't have any biases towards a particular product. And so that's what I mean is you need to safeguard AI, but they are good. But there's so many really great tools out there, right? If you haven't tried them. So just to quickly, right? Zapier is one that can connect different softwares. So if you haven't done that, let me put it on top of that. HubSpot's a good one for a CRM and making sure you're delving into that. I love Otter. Has anyone used Otter?
It's like voice.
Yeah, transcribe. But also what it does is it can actually help you navigate your videos much easier. So what I do is literally I will grab a video that I do, put it into Otter, it transcribes it, but then it has an AI function and you can say, oh, what was the qualification the client said? And it will go, yep, according to this, at this timestamp, they were Master of Financial Advisory, right? And you go, fantastic. So you don't have to go, where is it, Control F or anything like that. It actually will give you insights into the transcript. So there's little things like that can really help. There's Pictory.
I have one to add to that.
Please.
I have a friend of mine who uses it. He record, like this is just a nice example I wanted to share. He uses it to transcribe all his podcasts.
Yep.
And then he's fed it into ChatGPT.
Yep. Yes.
And he's created like a super GPT.
Yes.
And he offers that to his clients to say, hey, this is, you don't have to, if you don't want to listen to them, they're great.
Yep.
You can just chat with this GPT.
Yes.
It's going to give you all the answers. And
Yeah.
He's created,
A brain.
Yeah, exactly.
And so for everyone who doesn't understand, so what that is in ChatGPT, you can actually create your own custom GPTs when you have the paid one. And what you do is you feed it a lot of the stuff that you've built. And then what you could, like a lot of people use this internally. What they do is they say, Chris, download your brain. So I give it all this content and how I work, right? And then it replicates you. So what happens is your team can always click it and it can be like the Chris GPT, right? They click it and they go, Chris, what would you say in this instance? And it will do its best to replicate your voice or give you access to a library. And it's so clever. Like there's a guy here in CUB that was here this morning to kill. And what he does is his company is called Decipher and Decipher Brain. And what they do is it's similar. They put it on their website. It sucks the whole website up. And then what it does is it basically says, what do you want to know? Right, and they can say how much do they charge, what do they do, how do they do it, am I the right customer for it? And what it does is it's like an interactive live FAQ. So, and it's very inexpensive these days, and it just sits on your website, and it's like this 24/7 salesperson. Not like the thing of the past. Remember how the sales button you'd go, I need this, and it'd go, thinking, and it would go, I can't answer this, I'm sorry. And you're like, right? These ones are trained on every page on your website, and they know what to say. And it's so clever. Like I asked mine, how do I know if you're the right marketing agency for me? And it said, oh, absolutely. And it gave a bit of a spiel, and it said, have a look at Chris's testimonials and things like that. And it feeds straight to you. And I gave it a few curveballs. I'm like, I don't know what I need. And it was like, absolutely, like book a time with Chris. So those kind of things, AI is unavoidable, but it's useful. Just make sure you safeguard it. That's all. Questions about AI? I know it's a really deep topic, but it was. Now, this one might surprise people. Mixing up your digital and physical marketing collateral, right? In today's digital world, it's very transitive. Like you add people on LinkedIn, you never speak to them, like they disappear into this void and all of that. What I say is surprise people with something tangible. I actually have an example. I didn't mean to, I didn't set this up, but this lady, Oksana, this morning, sent me some physical stuff. And it was coincidence. I rocked up at CUB, and if I look, she sent a whiteout, and it said, the whiteout said something like, mistakes happen, but at least it's not, you're not doing it, like, sorry, gosh, terrible. Here it is, here. Making mistakes is a lot better than doing nothing. There you go. That's right. So, and she sent it. Now, physical, like I showed everyone in CUB, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to speak to this. And so, see, like physical does work because it's surprising, right? And so what I'm saying is, you don't have to use it all, but there's not, like when I do a lot of talks and things, I do print out physical books because people love something tangible, something there, like even merch. Works, right? We were talking about like Canva, right? When we go, right? It was like, I need to have merch. So little things like that, you will be surprised when all of your competitors are just going, no, why, digital, right? That little bit of physical can make a huge, has anyone done that in this room? Like, I mean, Amanda, you would probably do that a little bit. I know your product is physical, but do you do anything, the box, the...
Yeah, well, I've got like, obviously like I send out physical orders. And I'll do, like for example, last Christmas I did a campaign where I got the top 10 people who had spent the most.
Nice,
and
yep.
I put out a new collection, and I named like each piece after those customers, and then I sent them one.
Lovely.
So it's like a physical.
Yeah, and Amanda would be proficient at this given what she does, but like those little things like sending out one I did a campaign recently that worked really well was I was targeting a couple of CEOs, and I sent them a physical book with a cover, and it was a blank, and it said, they had their name on it, and it said their name, how you changed the business, your story's yet to be written. Right, and it had like a pen, and it was like a few things in there, and then a blank book. And I got so much good response from that. People were like, "This was so refreshing." So think about just like even business cards, right? I know I go to events and people go, "Business cards? Who has business cards?" Right? But it's like when you give them out, people remember them. There's tangibility in there. Surprise people, right? That tangibility. Yes.
We did an event, and we created these little stress rams.
Yeah.
Because our company is called Tech Ram.
Nice.
It's actually named after me, but then we just played on the fact that, there's an animal in their name.
Yeah.
So we just went on.
Why not?
So
Yeah.
we created these little ram plushies, we made a little mascot, and it said on it, Tech Ram, squeeze for IT support, or just call Tech Ram.
Yeah. Squeeze with the stress. Yeah.
Everyone at the event, like we sold out, it was a 2-day event, we sold out on within the first 4 hours.
Yeah.
Everyone took all our little plushies. Now we've created it, we've started giving it to all our customers.
Yep.
Something that's memorable, one of their clients walks into the office, says, oh, what's that?
Yep.
Like, oh, that's our IT providers, they're great, and it starts a conversation.
Oh, absolutely. Have you done
I used to work with a company, they were called Pink Elephant,
Pink Elephant? Yep.
and their little thing was
Yeah.
And that was it. Nothing else. That was it. Just pink.
Yep.
And you go over and you see with pink elephants flying over it.
Oh, yes.
And they say, I'm not coming for the conference, I've just come for the pink
Yep.
elephants this year.
Merch collectors.
Yep.
Yep.
And then take them away.
And it's funny how like people go, oh, what's the ROI on some of those? But they do. People remember them. Like one thing that I'm trying at the moment, it's so good. There's a company called Out There Branding in Sydney, and they do video brochures. So what you do is inside, it's like a card with a video inside, and it can have 6 loaded videos in there, and you have it all branded, and they can click through the videos, and it's like a YouTube of your own brand, right? And you can change those things all the time, and you send it out. People can't help themselves. They have to watch the video. And I've done stands, and you give them out at the stand. So you know when people go, I'm not ready to talk yet, like, can I just have something? You're like, yeah, here's a video brochure. You can talk, I'll talk you through that. And then they watch it later, and it attracts a lot of attention. So what I'm trying to say here is don't rule out the physical, especially today when digital is so fleeting, that there's something in it that people absolutely love, that tangibility. So, do you have, oh, you're going to say something else? Yeah. So really, really good there. And that will help you. Because like there's a whole, like here I do my website, but then see the consistency. I've got my business cards, I've got a physical pitch deck, little book brochures and things like that. All of that will help you get traction. Alrighty, next one. Hey. Come through. Nice. So we've got next one. This one is check in with your customer type, right? Now, you might be thinking, I know my customer. Just check again. Right? Because knowing your customer is so incredibly important. Because what happens is, and I see this all the time as a marketing consultant, is people fall out of line with their customer and they go, I target everybody, or I know who they are, right? You don't have to overthink this. All I would suggest is, and here's 3 I've actually done, right? So Bunnings, Woolworths, Aesop, is just something like that can help you realign your marketing. Because what happens is you can say, who am I talking to, right? And these are 3 different brands, but what I'm saying is, see how all I did was demographics, pain points, goals, buying habits, market approach. Just something like that, because what happens is, when you start to grow your team, and as you build, you can say, oh, this page is for that particular persona. There's nothing more strengthening to your marketing than making sure that you are guided by this. We do it all the time, right? And the question I always get is, I've got 4 different customer types. How do I write my homepage, right? How does my homepage need to message? Literally what I do is I pull these kind of personas out and I find the middle point. That's how I write the homepage. And then off that is when you target certain things. So like for Amanda, you might say something like, I'm making this up, but the look for any event, right? And it's like at Blings, we look after any look, any time, any theme, any fashion, any you, right? I'm just copywriter, right? So, and then what you do is then underneath that's when you say, make me look good for this event, right? And so then people navigate. But what I'm saying is, this is, as a marketing consultant, this is so overlooked. The amount of times I work with clients and they go, who are you targeting? They go, oh, it's kind of like the home buyer, maybe the investor. I'm like, oh, what's the investor do? They're just everybody. I'm like, are they cashed up? Like, are you talking to people who have never got a loan before? That will drastically change how you communicate to your clients. So everyone here, homework is sit down and brainstorm with your team, who are our customers and how well do we know them? Right? Because everything you do, this is literally what I do, is when my team posts on my LinkedIn, when I do brand communications, when I do campaigns, everything like that for myself and my clients, the first thing I'll say is, why would they care? And a lot of clients go, I don't know, right? And to solve that, customer research, Perplexity is a good AI to ask. You can just say, right? Perplexity is awesome. And what you do is you just make sure that you're navigating. Nothing kills a brand more than I target everybody. Right? Because you sound wishy-washy, you sound bland, you sound ineffective, and so it's like you never get to a point. So has anyone done this exercise or recently? Yeah, it's really important. Make sure that you define and give them cool names. Like you've got, I'm making this up, Growth Gary, you've got Stable Sally, right? Whatever it is. And then when you tell your team, oh, let's do a campaign, you say, this one is for Stable Sally, stable business, this is his or her needs, etc., then you can build that campaign, right? Really critical is to define it. It doesn't have to be a whole document, just a page. Here's what they do, here's why they care. The best thing to do with a customer persona is who are they, who are you, and where do they intersect, right? That middle intersection is where all of your marketing should be, right? Because you don't want to be too much them because you're following them. You don't want to be too much you because they don't care. That middle intersection is where the best marketing comes from. Okay, everyone good with that? Awesome. Right, next one is diversify your content, right? Has anyone heard the term omni-channel, right? What it means is, and I'm not saying you have to be literally everywhere, but listen, when you did the customer persona previously, where do they look for information? And be present, right? And this is why, it's like everything I've said before, networking, show up, right? Be on LinkedIn, show up, right? Nothing is more telling to a customer when you see, then they go onto your website and it hasn't been updated for 15 months, or you haven't posted on your LinkedIn for 3 years, right? Because it gives the wrong impression. I get it, we're all busy, we're all time poor, I understand, but showing up is honestly the best form of marketing, right? And what I mean by that is, when they meet me, right, people meet me, they go, oh, Chris, he's quite big personality, cool, right? But they don't convert then. What they do is then they go check out my LinkedIn, they go, oh, okay, his Instagram, oh, he's got good Google reviews, well, his website looks the part. That makes the sale, right? So don't lose sales for all that increments, right? Imagine if Amanda had like great website, but terrible LinkedIn, hadn't been posted for years, right? I'm assuming you have a great LinkedIn, right?
Terrible LinkedIn. That's watching me.
Right, I'm sorry, I'm like, sorry. What about
posted in 3 years.
Okay, and I'm not saying you have to spend your life on it, not at all, right? But there's something grounding with people seeing a lot of different platforms of you present, right? Because people now, take you off your business hat, put your customer hat on. People want to know dimensions. What do you think, Nick will knows, what's one of the most visited pages on your website, do you think? About us. Why?
Everyone wants to know.
Yeah, everyone. It was 20 years ago, people didn't care. It was like, I buy from Ray White. Now, no one cares about Ray White, they care about the agents, right? Because that's the person that's selling, buying, etc. for them. So people want to know Amanda's story behind the jewelry, right? How does she design? What she do? Everyone wants to know these things because they want to know who you are, who your team is, why she'd work with you. So omni-channel is really great. And the beauty of today is it's easy. Right? I'm filming this right now, but things like this, like you've got your blogs and articles, right? Easy to create using AI, using copywriters, using whatever, right? But pulling that in, then what I do is I actually then write these, then I record them. So I just get a microphone and I use a platform called Libsyn, right? And Libsyn, it's like $5 a month and I put my voice up onto that and it spreads it out to Google and all the different platforms in an instant. All of it goes out to the right channel so you can find me everywhere. And then I do videos, right? And I mix it up. You can see there's me like lifting weights and doing a bit of thing. I was saying this morning, you can do a bit of a mixture, but keep thinking about your customer and what you want to be remembered by, right? So I don't do gym, right? Because people will be like, oh, he's a PT. Wrong persona. What I do is I do marketing, something unusual. Marketing. It reinvigorates my persona. It gives me more dimensions, but doesn't overwhelm people with the wrong message. I have taught many classes and there was one that always sticks out. A lady had a wedding cake business, right? And her audience was obviously premium. They want wedding cakes. And what she started to do was she was like, oh, I'm gonna do croissants, right? She's like, I'm a baker, I'll do croissants as well. What do you think happened?
Did less wedding cake.
Yeah, because no one was ordering wedding cakes anymore because they were like, and she got a completely different audience, right? Now, it might have worked for her, right? But it didn't because she was used to buying that, and people stopped trusting her to do the wedding cakes because they were like, oh, she's changed, right? Do you see perception is everything, right? And because in her mind, which is a very easy mistake to make, is she was like, well, it's the same thing. I'm baking and it's kind of cool, right? But people shift audiences. So think about what you're putting out there. What reputation are you building with people that only see you every so often? That's even your biggest fan sees you 2%, right? So what are they seeing and what perception do you want to create out there? because that's so important, right? Is spreading your message in a really consistent way. That's when you see on LinkedIn, how many people have you seen there? They've got 150,000 followers on LinkedIn, right? And they post memes. And you go, no one knows who you are. And no one would ever ask, right? People go, you're the meme person. I see it all the time, not naming shaming, but what I'm saying is you see that people, and they go, oh, 150,000 followers, I'm an influencer, right? But then I'm like, how many sales do you make? How many people actually contact you? How many people know what you actually do? 0, right? So think about your diversity of your content. What is it you want to stand for, right? And send that out to the world, because that will help your business immensely, right? Because people get to know you and they go, this person really knows what they're doing, okay? Almost there, oh yes, yeah.
Like that is the most time consuming.
Yes.
Of everything you
Yep.
do. So
100%.
you know, like getting a copywriter, how do you get them to
Yeah.
get the language?
Yep, I do. I mean, I do this, right? And I'm not trying to sell.
Do it.
Yeah.
When do you do it?
What I do for clients is I do interviews with them, right? And they usually download their brain for about half an hour to me. Right, so I don't use AI to do content stuff, but what I do is, right, so let's say you got me and you went, Chris, I need a couple of weeks of content, right? What I do is I consult with you and I'll go, this is what you want to stand for, who's your customer and all that. Then I prompt you and I'll go, what do you want to say? What do you want to, I ghostwrite it for you, you check it, then post it. And you come up with a routine, right? But it doesn't mean you need me. You can all do it. What I'm saying is, yes, it does take time, but think about stuff that's easier. For example, photos, like I was saying before, like taking photos when when you win an award, when you do things, being out there is really important. Think about the easy ways first and start from a couple of channels and build outwards is the best way to do it. So like here, do a photo, do something at an event, post something, right? And what I mean by this is, I'm not saying you have to take over your world and like give up everything for this, but it's like getting into good habits. And for people that go, oh God, Chris, I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be an influencer. Don't think of it like that, right? Because that's what people often say. They go, oh, you're turning me into an influencer, Chris. It's not about that. It's people choose you. You're not selling drinks like on the side, right? People choose you when especially a lot of the people who are in professional services, people choose you when they get to know you, right? If you the first time they interact with you, you're going into selling mode, you're probably going to lose the sale. Whereas when someone has gone, oh, I've looked you up, I know who you are, like, I've seen you and all of that, they go, oh, I really get him. I understand what he does. Right, and that's what it is. Like this exact thing that I'm doing right now boosts my credibility, right? So that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I know it takes a bit of time, but if we've got beautiful tools like AI now, and I'm not saying you completely rely on it, but there are a lot of ways. Like I know someone that what they did is they were driving once and they just were dictating. And they were dictating to AI and they said, can you turn it into a couple of blogs? And it did. Then he just spent some time correcting it, then sent it out and posted it. Now, it's not the best for SEO with its AI alone, but at least it's something, right? But then the idea is don't just post it and go, I'm done, right? Share it with people. Like I know what I do is the FAQs that I get when I get a call and they go, Chris, what is this, right? I actually turn that into a blog. Sorry, I'm running out of time. I turn that into a blog. And then what I do is when clients ask it again or when clients ask my team, I go, hey, answer it, but then send them the article, right? So then they've got a little bit more information. So don't think of this as I'm posting it and never see it again, right? The idea is it becomes a permanent resource for you. Did I answer your question? I know it's hard.
To get Google to go higher up the chain, Google, like I've been told, you need to do blogs.
Yes.
And link it to the SEO and all.
Yeah.
Like that's an easy way to build content.
Correct.
And credibility.
Yes. And then what you do is
It's just time consuming.
Yeah, but what I do is, this is the hardest part, right? So I will write a blog, right? And I'll give you one tip in a second. I write a blog, then I record it as a pod. Literally, I will get my microphone out and it's 5 minutes, right? I hit record and I just sort of read it out. And then on the blog, I put on there, don't want to read, listen to it on a podcast. And they can click that and they can listen, right? So there's both those. And then I do a quick summary video and I'll go, in my latest article, I talked about this. Here's the quick summary, right? And I call it the marketing rule of 3. Turn it into 3, right? But with content, what I always say is make it as unique as you can. And what I mean by that is like, don't just go, what am I, right? What is this service? Try and make it so that it's a little bit more tapping into your unique abilities and your expertise. Why? Because it's original and people can't find it elsewhere. And second is because it really showcases what you do, right? So I did a series on like what marketing actually works, and I was trialing and testing marketing and saying this is what I got, this is how it worked, and right, and people were in droves going to that because they were like, he's actually testing things and giving us the answers, and it was a good promotion for me, and it was very unique, right? So think about what you do, what is unique, and what can you publish, and maybe start with like 1 article a month, right? Don't say, I need to do 5 articles. Like start small, get it right, build upwards from there.
And so where do you start? Do you build your website, get that humming?
Oh, definitely.
Do you do the LinkedIn?
Yes. Website is number one. The reason why is because your website's your home base. It's the only digital asset you truly own. So your website, everything should be leading back to your website because you control that turf. Whereas LinkedIn is not yours and all of that. So there's rules, then they change them all the time, right? Whereas your website, if people are used to going to your website, it will convert faster. Yeah, website number one, then everything else spans from there. Cool, yep, okay. Speaking of which, right, this lovely thing. We're almost gone to this. So first is search engine optimization, but has anyone seen those AI summaries coming up now, right? When you search, like you go, oh, what law or what I have to comply, and it goes, AI comes up with a quick summary that has the attributions on the side, right? That's called GEO, right? Generative Engine Optimization is producing stuff that people that can snip it, right? So what we want to do is they work similarly. Basically, what it comes down to is making sure that it's offering value. Value is everything, right? If you just say, here's a blog that's really just selling, Google's too smart now. It knows that and it goes, no, right? So think about what you do. You don't have to give away your IP. That's not what you're doing, right? What I do is like this kind of class. I'm like, here's 10 marketing tips, right? And then I will say, if you need help, I can help you, right? So see how I'm not giving away my IP, I'm giving away tips and tricks and tactics. Right? So what you do here is make sure that your materials and your content and your things, they are optimized for your customers. So it's just doing the right things, offering value, keeping it entertaining, short and sharp, making sure that it's customer centric, making sure that it's consistent with your brand, right? And that's the goal, is making sure that it's all that, and you will start to rank, because that's what happens, right? And if I show you, here's what it kind of looks like, right? So it's a little bit small, but I've got a legal copywriting page that comes up here, and which is just here, and I've got like my SEO, which is my website, comes up here, right? And what it involves, it's a complicated technique, but what it basically involves is making sure that you've got keywords, key phrases, but the main thing to think about is audience delivery, right? So what does your audience want to know? How can you get it to them fast and answer their questions? Is authenticity and uniqueness is really important. That's why AI struggles a little bit, because AI generates from other people's stuff, and so it has patterns in it that Google detects, whereas originality is obviously the best. But that's really important, is Google and SEO. That will keep you up the ranks. So, and last one, everyone breathing? Okay?
Very good.
Sorry.
Get it all in.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's fine. I'm just trying to give you those 10 really practical tips, and I got 10 minutes left. Right, last one, sales process optimization. What I mean by this is marketing and sales are the same, or they should be aligned today. If you're thinking of them as separate, you're doing it wrong. And the reason why is because today, your marketing and your sales should be supporting exactly the same thing. So what I suggest you do is, when I said do the customer profiles, break it down into how your customer would buy, and then you build it according to that. So for example, the initial customers want to look at case studies and testimonials like I spoke about at the start. Make sure you've got pamphlets and brochures where necessary. Make sure you have a proposal kit, right? To see how it's like your sales, and if you have a sales team, great. They should be armed with marketing materials. If you don't have a sales team and it's you, make sure that you have the materials you need. So for instance, one example I've put on my website are the objection handling website pages, right? This I gambled at, and it was incredibly effective, right? What it was is I identified the 3 main problems, right? Still hesitant, confused, overwhelmed, or unsure. Is the price holding you back? Right? And I made these 3 pages at the bottom of every service page, but my team also send them to clients, right? For that client that goes, not sure, right? We send them these pages, and what it has is a reassuring message on there. So for example, the price one we signed up with like one of those like biz pay kind of things, right? Where they can pay later and get the service up front, right? So we do that and we say, if price is a problem, no dramas. We've got this system, you pay, like we get paid, you pay later, you get the results straight away, right? Then this one was still overwhelmed, unsure. It was like book a meeting, here's an FAQ, right? All those kind of things. These are so powerful. If you ever run into people that go, like my IT, not sure if you're the right provider for me. If you had a page that had, if you're not sure about your IT MSP, what we can do is blah, 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 right? If you need something else, if you need reassurance, what else can we do? Those objection pages are so good, right? So, question? Oh, just, yep. And email sequences, what I'm saying is here is, with your sales, think about how your customer buys and augment the journey at every point will really help you. Has anyone done this where they've looked at their sales process and they go, okay, what can we use marketing for supporting wise? Anyone done that? No, it's okay. Like, it's not a name and shame. Everyone's like, don't look at me, right? What it is just think about, right? Stranger, right? If they're a complete stranger, how are they finding you? Right? And it might be Google, right? So you go, right, I need to create more content and what they call is hygiene content, the top level, right? And it's just general information that gets people to your website, right? Then you go, they jump on my website and the first thing they want to know is at the header, they want to know, and this is assumption, but you can pretty much work it out. They look at your header, do they get what you do in 5 seconds? Right? They might not fully understand, but do they find you relevant in the first 5 seconds? Tick, next box done, right? So then you look at the header. Scroll a bit down is the next step they would take. Do you have something that gives them reassurance? Social proof, right? So logos, testimony, whatever is at the top, right? Then they'll probably go introduction, then they navigate solution pages, right? Everything we've talked about in this session, they go to the solution pages. Does that solution page have easy to navigate content and a video, for instance, right? So then they go, oh, cool. And then they go objection pages. Then they go to your LinkedIn. Does your LinkedIn have a conducive environment where you're showing and you're demonstrating your expertise, right? And then people will go, I contact you, right? And when they contact me, I have a template, not that I send directly, but I have a template of hyperlinks to certain pages that give them more assurance. So I'll have like, in the meantime, literally I've got this on my desktop. In the meantime, have a look at our case studies, blah, 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 right? And then when they go to the case study page directly, it has a button, some buttons that says industry, like search by industry, search by product type and all of that. So they can go there and go, oh, I'm healthcare, click. Oh, he's done work with healthcare, right? Do you see how, and remember, I'm doing this a while, so like don't go, oh my God, Chris. But what I've done is I've looked at the sales journey and I've gone, where are they gonna get stuck that I can solve? And any point in time, if they get stuck, there needs to be a what happened, right? If people leave things in the shopping cart, do you have a system? And I'm sure you probably use it, right? Email, right? So and that's another one. It's like, oh, you left things in the shopping cart. What, you know, all those kind of things break down the sales journey. How can you augment it with marketing? And a lot of the times, you'll be surprised how easy it is. Like this took me no time at all, right? I literally went new page, new page, new page. Sat down with my team and went, what would we say to this instance, right? And they go, can we offer this? Or can we do an FAQ, right? All those kind of things. Like my team were like, I take phone calls all the time. They always ask this question. I had no idea. I was like, perfect, FAQ, right? So things like that, email sequences and things can really, really help you. So in summary, these are the 10, right? I know you came in a little bit late. Here's it, right? Social proof and trust signals, Google reviews. Making sure that you're getting Google reviews, putting case studies and testimonials on your website. 2, strategically network, right? Get out there, don't see it as an obligation. It's a part of your marketing, right? Strategically networking is really important. CUB, you're all here, right? Get out there and meet some people. Number 3, brand consistency and clarity, right, is really important because if you're consistent and clear, people get you, right? It really is. It's being too smart is counterproductive sometimes, right? Later, it's okay, but at your website start, make it so easy, right? I'm your trusted confidant for whatever it is, right? That really helps. Solution-based website pages, talk like they do, right? It doesn't mean you can't have the earring pages, but it's make me look glam pages as well. That think like your customer, have those pages, so effective. I promise they work. AI implementation where you can, right? Really important, don't be shy. Get in there. I teach AI classes now, and it's because I've just ripped apart myself, right? I've just been practicing and practicing. My husband's very jealous because I'm just talking to it all the time, right? Yeah, I'm that guy. Digital and physical, marketing collateral. Make sure that you mix up your mediums, right? There's nothing more surprising than a letter, a book, a news card, a business card. They're everywhere, right? What else have we got? Digital customer persona. Please do this exercise, right? Just all you need to do is sit down for 10 minutes and go, who are my 3 customers? Who are they? What do I do? How do we overlap? Customer persona, diverse content as a tool. Try podcasts, try articles, try videos, try things. It will help you, okay? And mixing it up. SEO, GEO, and content with intent. What I mean by that is making sure that you're producing content that is original and that it will rank for SEO and get you up there. And last is look at your sales process and see how you can augment it with marketing. Right? Honestly, like people that do it separately, I don't know why. It's get your sales team, or if you don't have a sales team, make sure you look at what the parts are and augment it with marketing. If you want to get started, right, these are the kind of things that I would suggest if you're going, how do I do this, right? Talk to your team and align your goals, right? Like think about what do we stand for here? Like this guy, Chris, told me I have to get on LinkedIn. What are we actually doing here, right? Like think about that. Conduct a marketing audit, right? It's really good. What are we doing now versus where are the gaps? Create a clear strategic plan based on findings. I don't mean a 50-page document. Literally what you could do is, in August, I wanted to do 3 things that Chris told me today. That's it, right? Or September, that's it. Nice baby steps, don't overwhelm yourself. Seek professional marketing support, obviously, right? So the final tips are, start small, and think big, but get gentle, right? Build a 90-day plan. This I do with all of my clients. It's just to-do list, that's all. Nice and gentle, right? Measure results and adjust because everyone's different, but just look at what you're getting, right? What interactions are you getting? Who's clicking on things? Focus on quality, not quantity, right? Stay agile and adaptive and invest in relationships like this. And that's it, okay? Questions? Does anyone have any, throw them, anything?
Like next steps.
Next step.
So now I'm
okay.
pushing website clearly.
Okay.
So,
Speak to me.
yeah, so
Hit us
do
with
I
something.
speak to a marketing person or do I speak to a website builder?
Look, so what I would do is, it depends on where you're up to. If it's the website, speak to Nick and he can put, or whoever, right? But what you would do is think, is it just yourself at the moment? Yeah. So what you would do is go, what do I want to communicate and what kind of customers do I have? Right, then you bring that to Nick. Nick can have a look at different things, different packages and different website things. Start small, right? People often think, I have to build a 90-page website. Home, about, contact us, start there, right?
I've got all.
Oh, okay.
So I've got all of that. But
Yep.
now I'm thinking I need to recut it.
Yep.
And be more when they click on it.
Yep.
What's the problem?
Yep.
So I need to redo it.
Yep.
So who do I talk
So
to?
usually someone like myself, and the reason why is because then you've got a messaging and consumer flow session.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not trying to sell myself, I'm just saying it would be someone like myself who would take you through and go, let's think about your customer, let's think about this and that, the other. We give you a plan and I give you some content and things like that. Then you go to Nick or someone with a website builder who can then refurb it and build it up. Yeah. And the best part about it is keep your hands clean. Like you don't want to be bogged down, right, in all of this stuff. Is just give your insights, like the idea is mind dump, you get back to what you do best, right? And just let someone just get it done, right? Of course you have to be conscious of price and things like that, but start small and go, website is always the place that people are the weakest in. So, look at it and get some fresh perspective and go from there. That's the best place, start with your website.
If I can recommend, just as someone who builds websites, the most important thing, the website itself, realistically, is less important. The messaging on your website is more. I just had a quick look. Your design's good enough. Like messaging now, make it speak to people.
Yeah, because I've got a pitch deck that I pitched. I've got one this afternoon.
Does it work?
And then this is the problem we're solving.
Oh.
This is how we solve it. Here's case studies on how we've done it.
Yeah.
I need to get that into my website.
Yeah. So I can help you, or you can try yourself, or give it to Nick and see. Like I'm not trying to put expenses on you. So if you've got something that works, if you feel capable enough to go, I can put that on the website, put that on the home, and all of that, and you know where that all goes, great. If not, come to someone like myself, and what I can do is map it out.
Yeah, I know exactly what I got to do. I've kind of created it. I need someone to tart it up.
Yep.
And just like
love it.
I like it to look really professional.
Yeah.
It's kind of not there yet, but
Yep. Well, that's it.
you look like a tier 1 consultant.
Yeah, that's it. And like, let's have just a chat. Like, let's meet up after this and we'll just have a chat and we'll look through stuff.
Yeah.
Right? And it's the idea is finding the best outcome for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris will make you work.
Yeah. But I don't go, right, so we're working together. Like, I'll say, let's have a look at what you're doing and let's see. Just so I can, like, I believe in trying to get you the best outcome, right? So I don't want you to be like, oh, am I paying for the wrong thing? It's what's going to work and how we can make it work.
Yeah.
So yeah. So website is definitely the thing to start with because it's your home turf.
Do you? Sorry, were you?
No, go on.
Do you also help with like the graphic design and like the branding? Consistency?
I do. I've got a lot of contacts that do it as well. It depends on need. So when people come to me, they often go, my colours are not right. And if I assess it and I'll go, Rami, like this is good, but I would go to, and I've got like connections everywhere. So Nick, do you do that? Do you do design? Yeah, so Nick, right? Yeah.
Like, it depends how deep it is.
Yeah.
Because our website is totally different to our my presentation. If you look at my business cards,
And see that,
whole different.
and that's the thing, danger. Because you might think no one cares, they do, right? Because what happens is they go, is this the same guy? And you know what the problem is today? Sorry, I know people need to go. The problem is today is it's too easy for people to leave. Right? Like people look up, I don't know if anyone, when you look up something, you open 5 different tabs and you go, right? People will make a decision. As soon as you make one little roadblock, gone, right? So just colour consistency and things.
Practically what happens is you look at something and you go, they're cutting corners there, where else are they cutting?
Yeah.
If they're lazy there, where else are they lazy?
And it's surprising.
Big decisions like that.
I got a really.
That's what you help with as well.
Yeah.
Like, and also, same as Chris, I know some people like do this for a while now, so.
Yeah.
Don't publish your site. It still works.
No, it's not.
Is that you, Barnaby? You don't have a sign at all.
I can do all. I just put password.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm like.
What's the list? How do I get access to it?
That's the password.
Yeah. Because then what do you do? Is it alluring? People go, I have to know what's going on.
Oh, they just think I'm nuts.
Yeah. And it fits his brand, like. So
A rugby shirt on that. That's me.
yeah, I love it. So did you have a question in the back? So I didn't get your name.
Jem.
Hi, Jem.
Jem. Okay, I don't know how to articulate this, but
Sure.
so personally, I don't have Instagram. Fucking hate it.
Okay.
Also, refuse to have it for the business. But every fucking event I go to, not yours, you were like the OG that didn't preach Instagram. It's tacky for my business.
Yeah, fair.
Is that okay for me
Yep.
to just have my LinkedIn and
Can I admit a secret? Like I know I'm recording. I hate it.
Oh.
Right? No, it's fine. I hate Instagram, right? But my team do it for me first and foremost, right? So I've got a marketing team, right, who do it. LinkedIn is my main profile. That's the one I focus on, right? I only do Instagram because my team literally get my content and they post it up there and make it fit.
My team keep pushing me to
Yeah.
just replicate it, but I don't want to.
You know what it is? It comes down to customer persona, right? Do your customers look on? Mine don't look on Instagram.
Mine are execs.
Yeah, okay. So that's what I mean is then your Instagram is a nice to have. So what I would say to them is, look guys, it's not my priority. What you say is, if you can grab stuff from LinkedIn and you can put it on there, it's not the ideal because there's different dimensions and things, but the thing is, if it's not your main thing, like mine, right? My main thing is not Instagram. So when people find me, they go, oh, he's only got 1,000 followers, something like that. I'm like, that's not my clients don't look there, right? I'm there if I have to be, because when people go, oh, there he is, right? But it's stuff that I've repurposed from LinkedIn. That's the idea, is I try and make sure, so pick your audience and focus. If yours is mainly LinkedIn, really hammer it, right? Whereas Amanda might be more, yours is TikTok, Instagram.
I was crying when you said you hate Instagram. I'm like,
Sorry.
That's where all my money is.
Sorry, yeah, but hers is, but there's different. Consulting, and you've got, whereas you've got product based.
Yeah.
So you're on TikTok a lot and all of that as well. Right, lives on it, right? And that's great. And that's perfect for you, not perfect for you, vice versa.
I practice therapy psychology.
So, yeah.
Cheapens it for me.
And that's fine.
So many people preach psychology.
But here's a tactic, Jem, right? What you can do is make sure that you comes to mind. I love the right. You put your name and put qualified and all of that, and then you just focus on snippets of. If you say, I'm just throwing this out there, right? But if you say, attachment is the biggest thing that my clients like. Don't just go, here's a random topic. What you do is you say, a lot of my clients come to me for this. You're not exposing. What I'm saying is you're saying this is the common thing that people are stressed with and frustrated with at the moment. What I do is this, and you just keep it light. That kind of content does well on Instagram and TikTok, and it's just presence. Yeah, because you're gorgeous and right. So it's there's a lot you would do well. You would, right? But the thing is, just focus on LinkedIn. Secondary, put it on there, but keep it slim.
Lose credibility.
No.
Your playground is linked. Your playground's not LinkedIn. Your playground is Instagram.
Yeah.
It's not my playground, and if my PA could put all of it on there, is that okay?
Yeah, and what I've done is I've actually created Christopher Melotti Instagram, right? And it's the video that I showed you before. It's just small snippet videos, like 30 seconds, and it's just a credibility piece. It's just me saying something about specific topics, and I just release them every week, right? But they're on my LinkedIn first. They do really well on LinkedIn. They don't do well on Instagram, but I'm present. It's just it's presence.
I'm a designer. I don't have Instagram. I went to a design conference, and everyone is like,
oh, sad. You don't have one. Yeah. And you had LinkedIn out. They're like,
LinkedIn, and they're like, oh, okay, and then they get all on there.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I'm working with B2B. Like,
Yeah.
My clients are like you said.
Yeah. And that's okay. It's all different. Yeah. And then it's like workshop. It is. Yeah. The two. But it is worth presence. It is. I tried. Sorry, blockers. I tried TikTok and I got too frustrated because my team were like, do one in the car. So I parked and I was like, hi everyone, and I know it was right, and I was like, and it got thousands of views. And then you know what the funny thing is, I was going for dinner for my birthday, and Taylor Swift was behind me, right, eating, and I recorded that. And my TikTok exploded, right? But then I deleted it all. And the reason I knew you were thinking, what? Because wrong thing. I don't want to be known for that, right? And it was just coincidence that she was there behind me while I was having dinner. And so that's when I was like, I think I need to. Yeah. So it's choice.
Okay.
Pick your choice.
I still love you.
Yes.
I think on anything.
Yes.
Bro, I grew like a I worked at an accounting firm and I was BDM, and I grew a multi-7-figure business just literally paid ads to landing page.
Yeah.
Conversation with me. I had no personal brand, no social media, no blogs, nothing.
Yeah. And it works for some. And it works definitely, right? It's presence though. Like there's presence.
You could explode with Instagram if you wanted to. If you don't want to, fuck, who cares?
Yeah. Pick your channel.
People are so nosy now.
Yeah, people are nosy. I love it. Yeah.
Why you're doing it.
And can I actually? And can I just say? Can I just say you have boundary. Like it's not like you go, I better put my kids up there. I better put my no. It is your choice. What I just say is make sure that it's relevant. That's all. People want to know. They're nosy about relevancy. Right? Is they want to know, does Amanda do this? Where does she get her inspiration from? Great content. It's not Amanda's like wake up and routine. I don't know if you've done that, you might have, right? But I'm saying think about your customer. They want to know how you fit into their world and how your product or service comes into their world. That's what I'm talking about. Like people often say to me, you're going to put my kids on? No, that's not the point, is personal brand. Sorry, I know I've gone over time. Is anyone?
Up to 11.
Oh, I thought it was 10:30. Okay. Does anyone have any? Sorry, I thought everyone was like, let's go. Anyone have any final questions?
Melotti AI?
Oh, I do. It's AI policy development. So I work with governments on ethics, on ethic policy development. And so it's an extension of my current brands, right? So I was doing policies and writing and content production and things like that. And then people said, oh my gosh, can you do my AI policies and ethics and things like that? So what I do is I go in and I consult with them and I bring up what they do. Like I say, how do you work and all that? Because typically what you get is a business that goes, none, don't use it, or you get a business that goes, I'm hiding in the sand, like putting my head in the sand. So what I do is I go in and I work with clients to understand what their culture is, what they're like, how they work and what they do, and then we explain how we can make AI integrate with them. So for example, one of them was, we don't want people to use AI, but everyone's using it on the secret, and then we don't know what's real and what's not, and we don't know if there's going to be copyright breaches and all of that sort of thing. And so they're like, oh. So I said, what we do is we buy one, right? Buy a company one, an executive one, pay the licenses, and then say the policy is everyone has to use the internal one. So you use the internal one so that we know that it's set up properly, it's all there, it's confidential, there's no IP leak. And that's what I do. So I put policies on about helping it be a conducive thing, and also deal with like people that panic, right? People that get overconfident, people that get complacent. There's policies and procedures around that as well. So it's really fun. Like I do it as a side thing. Yeah, it was really. I just spotted it about a year ago, and I put it in, and I did a few talks on it. I did a qualification with the government, and now I've done it a few times. So this is like, that's my main brand. This is my consulting brand, right? So a few. This is that policy one, and this is my premium brand that I go in. I don't advertise it much. It's like when I partner with other marketing agencies and we go in for like those large, like we did News Corp under this one, right? Because it was like, it's like very premium. It's very like, it's not like fun and exciting. It's like, here's a tender, right? How do I know you're right? Yeah, it's literally like, it's plain. It's all black and, straight. Anyone have any other questions?
Not really questions, just stuff I wanted to add. We obviously talked about the customer persona, which is super important. If you guys aren't already feeding that into ChatGPT,
yes, 100%.
Because that thing will work like a co-founder for you and also help you in so many ways. That developing that kind of strategy when you're like, what do I post, what should I do?
Yeah.
Who knows who you're targeting, what you're aiming for,
yeah.
They can do that for you at the end of the day, which is really cool. I also wanted to reflect on that Instagram thing because I've got a shit Instagram following at the moment. But I think you can harness a really good community in that space, with being like a really sales funnel driven kind of area. Yep. It can be a natural community that builds sales just through what it is.
Go, Samuel.
You know, is a therapist, is that right? Yeah. I know therapists on Instagram are fucking killing it.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. And their content is phenomenal. And I sit there and I'm like, wow, this is really fucking insightful and I love that stuff.
But hold on, you're scaring her, right? But yes. But the idea is, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Like building on to what Samuel was saying is, what he's saying is, don't be afraid to embrace it, but find your own style, right? If you're feeling uncomfortable about it, it's probably because you've looked and you've gone, ugh, I hate that. But what Samuel was trying to say, and I'll let you continue, but it's that find your own way. Like when I put stuff on, I remember when I first looked at Instagram and I was like, I've got the personality for this, but I was like, I don't want to be seen as that person, right? But then I found my own style, and then I was comfortable. So sorry, Samuel, keep going. Yeah.
Because you look at some people that look fucking cringe. I don't want to be like that, but then obviously other people think like you. They'll be like, then they see your content, they're like, ooh, this aligns with me better.
Yeah.
But it's also so closely linked with Google.
Yep, and so SEO now, so ranks.
Can you say something for dummies?
What's sorry. Search engine optimization.
Feelings and emotions.
Yeah.
So if you hypothetically, you work couples therapy?
I do couples and men's mental health.
So if a dude looks up men's mental health on Google, the video of yours on Instagram might pop up straight away.
Yeah.
Because it's so closely linked.
And yes, they see who you are rather than being 2D. Yeah.
And again, I assume someone looking at that's not going to click on your page and be like, oh, she doesn't have 200k followers, why would I want business? Yeah. They're probably just going to be like, I appreciate what she's talking about, I'm going to inquire. Yeah. So I think building a community is better than building a fucking sales-driven funnel.
Yeah.
I work in the service-based industry as well, I'm a mortgage broker, and I want my
there you go.
I want my content to resonate with the people that I'm trying to target. Again, the struggle there is that issue of virality and then wanting to create content that's meaningful.
Yeah. Yes.
Don't do the cringy.
Well, for me, I would rather have less followers, but that work. Yeah. Like I really believe that. And now today, people are lurkers on social. So what they mean is, people go to me, oh, Chris, I only got like 5 likes. I'm like, but you don't understand how many people are probably looking at that. And it's they don't look at one and go, convinced. They look at multiple and they go and touch those points and they go, oh wow, like Gemini really knows what she's doing, right? And it's all of that. But that's what omnichannel is you on Instagram, you're on LinkedIn, you've got a good website, you're presenting at conferences. People don't make decisions. I think it's like 9 to 22 touch points today where people, especially for services like ours that are a bit more like they take a bit more commitment, right? Whereas like Amanda's stuff, it's jewelry and people do a little bit of recruitment and they go, that looks gorgeous, I want to check that out, right? Whereas people like us, they need to be super vigilant with who they're going to choose. And so as a result, the more evidence you provide the right way, the better.
I'm working with somebody in content, like I've got a social media marketing manager now, hour.
Beautiful.
It used to take like 5 hours to film something, and I'd be like, I can't take this, I'm not
Yeah.
posting it. And then we smack it out like an hour and a half, and we got 4 weeks worth of content
Yeah.
like that, and I'm like,
Honestly, what I did.
Aussie based or?
yeah, what's your bad?
So what I did this recently. I got a videographer, and I literally did ChatGPT, and I said, "Give me the top 30 marketing topics," right? And I didn't put a script together. I just said, "Give me the 30 topics," right? And I got her set up in my office. We found 4 stations, and I literally pumped out the 30. She filmed me for 3 hours, and then she edited it all, and I had 30 videos, and so I literally went, right, I'm doing social media. What do I want to talk about? Right, yeah, cool. All right. She was like, click. And I was like, social media is one of those things you overlook, right? And then I was like, call me if you need help. Done, right? She was like, and I know I'm a good speaker, but I'm saying don't overthink it because you can pump it out, right? Like if you just did ChatGPT, top 30 topics around men's health, right? And you know your stuff, right? So if they hit record, bang, 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 then you just give it to someone like Sarah has done, and then just
more comfortable. Like,
yeah.
The more that you can talk to a camera and be yourself.
That's what I struggle with. Like I was doing something for. This sounds so wankery.
Here we go.
Yeah, I was doing.
Look at there you go.
Then I was filming with them, PR, everything.
Nice.
And I'm like, oh, I'm getting the fuck out here. I'm getting like IBS. I'm getting like fucking refunds. If I say something wrong, especially.
Of course, in your space.
Yeah, like I'm a male advocate.
But you'll find your niche. That's
Yes.
the thing. Like,
Man is right.
Finds who likes you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
someone doesn't like what you say, they just think, oh, they're boring.
Yeah.
But then someone who likes you will
Correct.
follow you, and then they'll bring who they're related to.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
it finds it for you.
be authentic.
It'll work for you.
Yeah.
Be consistent. Like
Yeah.
you say to film one thing and then fall off, like you gotta stay on top.
You're gonna have to say,
Yeah.
That's true.
And
There's
yeah.
services now that do stuff like they'll interview for like half an hour and they'll like edit the shit out of the videos and like we'll do all the cool effects stuff where I'm like, how do you fucking
Yeah,
do
right.
that cool shit? And then it's like you've got some awesome crap to post.
Yeah, okay.
I'll probably do that, but
Yeah, Nick's like, there's all these tools that I don't use. CapCuts, yeah, my team use
I
CapCut.
might be putting in a video now. So,
I actually know a social media person that specialises in the medical industry.
Oh, okay.
So I can put you in touch with her. Yeah, nice. But the reason why she's a good contact for you is because she literally does your industry. So she's mindful of what you can and can't do. It's like she knows all the rules and the So yeah, because that's the problem is in your space, you can't do certain things like testimony. Like I think there's certain things you cannot do. So she specialises in that space.
Perfect.
So really lovely lady. Her name's Ez, and she's here, and it might be a good contact for you. So you don't have to worry about any of that, like saying the wrong thing and so forth. So.
She's part of BOA, doing big marketing, she's really good.
Oh yeah. There's a few good people in BOA and CUB and all of that. If you're there, just use the app and just search. So good.
it's a boa.
BOA, yeah, it's still here.
I was gonna say it wasn't on your thing, but
Yeah, no, isn't this CUB? Oh no, I am part of BOA. Yeah, sorry, I know that's right. Yeah, I'll go out there and they'll be like.
He wanted to do it like more of a social networking platform.
Okay, cool.
It's like a better, like LinkedIn's become like a recruitment.
Yeah, it's a bit, but it does work.
It does work. Most people are there.
Memes, so yeah. Banu, you sound like you're like not like.
No, LinkedIn for me is great.
Oh, it works.
I used to be called headhunters.
Yeah.
Not anymore. I'm just turned it right on its head. I've gone against it.
There you go.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
I just like
Show up. Hey, Tony. Nice to see you again. Take care. And let me know. Keep in touch. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I'll give you a card. Give you a card. But there's no, like, I'm not a pressure guy. So,
No, I do want to have a talk because
Yeah.
I know what I've got to do.
Yeah.
It's just doing it
Yep.
and doing it in the best,
Yep.
I'm bootstrapping.
And so what I do is we'll sit down and we just jump on a Zoom or something. We go through your website, right? And you can show me what you're doing and all of that. And I will give you advice and recommendations. And then if I go, yeah, absolutely, there's some scope here. What I'll do is I'll say, this is how I can be most effective. And and bootstrapping, it's fun. I'll just go, I just need to give you this, right? And then you go to Nick and you can go,
The website to be.
yeah.
I know what I've got to do.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I need help doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to pay.
Yeah, and that's like I'll just refine it.
I just want to do it right.
Yeah, and it's worth it because then it'll last you 5 years and you just leave it.
Yeah.
So,
And then the socials.
yep, yeah, and there's a few contexts. Yep, Yeah, get the website perfect. Because that's where everyone goes. Correct. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution as well.
No, we really appreciate it.
Thank you. I'll go you write notes.
I've got everything here. The one thing I was thinking, I've got a landing page already for our marketing, but I haven't thought of the idea of potentially putting testimonials on the landing page.
Oh,
itself.
definitely.
Because a drop-off rate on landing page is surprising in some instances.
Yeah.
So,
I always put just a moving carousel.
on the website itself, but I
Yeah.
haven't thought about putting that on landing page.
Yeah, definitely. But keep it short. Like
Yeah.
shrink it. Yeah, like a sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really helps.
Thank you
Take
so
care.
much.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Just shoot me an email and we'll have a chat.
Awesome.
Thank you.
See you later, guys. Good to see you.
See you. Take care.
Thank you for joining.
Sorry for being over.
No, that's fine. I hope this worked.